13. Dinner time. In fancy pants Boca Raton, Marley stuck out like a sumo wrestler at a ballet. Boca had lots of small, yappy, pampered dogs. They were precious little things, often with bows in their fur and cologne spritzed on their necks. Some even had painted toenails. You would spot them in the most unlikely places, peeking out of a purse at you as you waited in line at the bagel shop or snoozing on towels at the beach. Mostly, you could find them cruising around town in very expensive cars, sitting behind the steering wheel on their owners' laps. They were petite and sophisticated. Marley was big and clunky. He really wanted to hang out with the popular pooches. They wanted nothing to do with him. Thanks to obedience school, Marley was fairly manageable on walks, but if he saw something he liked, he still wouldn't hesitate to lunge for it. He didn't care if he choked himself in the process. Each time he spotted one of the pampered pups around town, he would break into a gallop, dragging Jenny or me behind him at the end of the leash. The choke chain would tighten around his throat, making him gasp and cough. Each time Marley would be snubbed, not only by the Boca Mini Dog, but by the Boca Mini Dog's owner, too. The owner would snatch up young Fifi or Susie or Sherry, as if rescuing her from the jaws of an alligator. Marley did not seem to mind. When the next mini dog came into sight, he would do it all over again. One Sunday afternoon, Jenny and I thought it would be fun to take the whole family for an outside meal at one of the popular restaurants. We loaded the boys into the minivan. Even Marley came. In Boca, it was a tradition for dogs to eat at their owner's feet. We found a restaurant with outside tables, and I hooked the end of Marley's leash to one of the legs. We ordered drinks all around. "To a beautiful day with my beautiful family," Jenny said, holding up her glass for a toast. We clicked our glasses, and the boys smashed their sippy cups into each other. That's when it happened. It happened so fast, in fact, that we didn't even realize it had happened. All we knew was that our table started moving. It was crashing its way through the sea of other tables, banging into innocent bystanders and making a horrible, ear-piercing, industrial-grade shriek. It scraped over the concrete sidewalk. What was going on? Was our table under a spell? I quickly saw that it wasn't our table that was haunted, but our dog. Marley was out in front, chugging forward with every ounce of rippling muscle he had. In a fraction of a second after that, I saw just where Marley was heading. 50 feet down the sidewalk, a delicate French poodle lingered at her owner's side, nose in the air. Jenny and I both sat there for a moment longer, drinks in hand, the boys between us in their stroller. We wanted our perfect little Sunday afternoon to last. There was just one problem. Our table was now motoring its way through the crowd. An instant later, we were on our feet, screaming and running. "Sorry," we said to the customers around us. "Really, really sorry." I was the first to reach the runaway table. I grabbed on, planted my feet, and I leaned back with everything I had. Soon, Jenny was beside me, pulling back too. I felt like we were action heroes in a Western movie, giving our all to rein in the runaway train before it jumped the tracks and plunged over a cliff. When we finally got the table stopped and Marley reeled in, just feet from the poodle and her mortified owner, I turned back to check on the boys. That's when I got my first good look at the faces of my fellow diners. Men stopped in mid-conversation, cell phones in their hands. Women stared with open mouths. It was finally Connor who broke the silence. "Why'd he go walk?" he screamed with delight. A waiter rushed up and helped me drag the table back into place as Jenny held Marley in a death grip. He still hadn't taken his eyes off the poodle. "Let me get some new place settings," the waiter said. "That won't be necessary," Jenny said nonchalantly. "We'll just pay for our drinks and go." Soon after our dinner dining fiasco, I found a book in the library titled No Bad Dogs by Barbara Woodhouse. The author believed that if the dog misbehaved, it wasn't the dog's problem. It was the problem with the people who hadn't trained him very well. The book described some of the worst canine behaviors imaginable. There were dogs that howled nonstop, dug nonstop, fought nonstop, and bit nonstop. There were dogs that hated all men and dogs that hated all women, dogs that stole from their masters and dogs that jealously attacked defenseless infants. There were even dogs that ate their own poop. Thank God, I thought. At least he doesn't eat his own poop. Not long after I read Woodhouse's book, a neighbor asked us to take in their cat for a week while they were on vacation. Sure, we said, bring him over. Compared to a dog, cats were easy. Cats run on autopilot. This cat was shy and elusive, especially around Marley. He hid under the couch all day and came out to eat his food and use his kitty litter box when we were asleep. We kept the food high out of Marley's reach and tucked the litter box away in the corner of the patio. There was nothing to it, really. Marley seemed totally unaware that the cat was even in the house. Midway through the cat's stay with us, I awoke at dawn to a loud, driving beat traveling through the mattress. It was Marley, quivering with excitement beside the bed, his tail slapping the mattress at a furious rate. Whoomp, whoomp, whoomp. I reached out to pet him. He began prancing and dancing beside the bed. The Marley Mambo. Okay, what do you have? I asked him, eyes still shut. As if to answer, Marley proudly plopped his prize onto the crisp sheets, just inches from my face. In my groggy state, it took me a minute to process what exactly it was. The object was small, dark, and coated in a coarse, gritty sand. Then the smell reached my nostrils, an acrid, pungent, putrid smell. I bolted upright and pushed backward against Jenny, waking her up. I pointed at Marley's gift to us, glistening on the sheets. That's not, Jenny began, disgust in her voice. Yes, it is, I said. He raided the kitty litter box. Marley could not have looked more pleased had he just presented us with the Hope Diamond. As Barbara Woodhouse had predicted, our mentally unstable, abnormal mutt had entered the poop-eating stage of his life.